DailyFX BYOA contest for week 21 as trading week of August 14th to August 19th, 2011. Currency pair I'm looking at right now is the USD Canadian dollar on the 4-hour time frame. As you can see here, the Canadian dollar is starting to pick up a little bit of momentum here. It's getting quite bullish, primarily based on the risk-on move that we're starting to see here. Now the risk-on move kind of started towards the end of last week with that really volatile week, and we're starting to get a bit of a correction here. Now there's disagreements in terms of whether this risk-on correction is short-term or if we've really seen a bottom in terms of the S&P and the Dow. This trade I see here is probably will be a good technical setup that's going to have a good fundamental follow through if you believe that we are going to see a prolonged risk-on move. Now, obviously, if we want to start from the beginning of this argument, what we really need to think of is this. You've got basically three options. First option is, are we entering into a bear market? That's the first question, and this is just going to be a very short-term correction, and we are going to see the loonie get weaker in the future. Are we going to go into a double-dip recession in terms of it's going to get so severe that we can consider it a double-dip recession, or are we still in a recession, and have we not even got out of it? And I guess there's one more you could probably add to that. Is this just a soft patch that we're seeing, and we are going to continue seeing risk continue to get stronger throughout the year? I mean, is risk going to get on throughout the year? So you've got kind of four fundamental questions you really got to ask yourself in terms of what's going on in the market. For me, what I see right now is I'm starting to believe that this is the bear markets that we're seeing around the world right now. I'm starting to feel that these are a little bit more of a soft patch instead of kind of a more severe recession that some people were predicting. Now, if you believe it's a soft patch, and that's the extent of it, what you're saying is that you believe risk is going to pick back up, and you're going to see commodities shoot up. You're going to see S&P go up. You're going to see the Dow go up. Now, if that occurs, you're obviously going to see the loonie get stronger. If the Canadian dollar is getting stronger, that essentially means that oil is getting stronger because it's a commodity currency, meaning, simply put, they have got a lot of oil. If the oil price goes up, their currency is going to get stronger. It's literally as simple as that. So for me, I'm starting to get the thought here that the risk-on move is going to come, and we've kind of just hit a soft patch for the last 2 weeks, and risk will pick up. So here's a good technical setup I think that you can use. I've got a Fibonacci drawn from the high that we made a couple weeks ago. Actually, I believe that was at the beginning of last week, all the way going back to the low that we had going on in terms of this would actually be strong loonie dollar down here. So as you can see here, there's a couple levels to look at. You can look at the 38%, which is obviously showing a little bit of correlation with this swing low here. So that might be a level of interest there. For me, I would probably want to enter this trade after breaking through that swing low. I don't think I'm quite ready to enter that trade quite yet. Another thing supporting our bullish outlook on the loonie here is that we are getting lower and lower highs here. So I kind of just drew a temporary trend line here, and you can see that maybe another retest of it would really solidify this downtrend, going forward. Now that's about it really from a technical standpoint, because there's not much to say quite yet in terms of an entry point. But going and taking a look here at the key levels that we want to look at. Obviously, we've got these swing lows here at 97.6, 96.7, 95.6, 94.1. These are all levels that correspond to swing highs, swing lows that we've had previously in the market. So these all correspond to levels that we want to really take a look at if we're looking for an entry signal. Now, for me, technically, I'm not quite ready to get into this trade. I still need to see something. And kind of what I'm looking for is this. I drew kind of a couple simulated candles here using the shape former on the FXCM platform. I'm looking for a bearish break through this level here, 97.6, and then I'm also kind of looking for maybe a retest of it. And what I mean by that is we break through the level, so I'll put that there, and then we kind of get a retest of it to solidify that level, right? So it looks something similar to this. I mean, that might be a little extreme here, so I'll make that a little bit smaller. But that's something that I would look for. Okay, I'm looking for a breakthrough and then a retest. For me, that means that momentum is really picking up, and we're going to get a good solid follow through. Now, your options here are obviously to enter after this break of this 97.6 level. So you could enter here put a stop loss above it, and then shoot for maybe the 95.6 level, or possibly even lower. It really just depends. It depends on how this week's going to unfold. Today, the first trading day of the week, we are seeing risk pick up a little bit. Currently, the Dow, it's getting close to the close here, but it's up about almost 2%, or 1.75%. So obviously, if this sets the trend for the week going forward, we may see risk pick up, and you really may see the loonie dollar get pretty strong going forward. In terms of major economic news coming out, you've got GDP coming out for Germany, the Eurozone. We've got consumer price index coming out from numerous countries. Important data for the United States that are really going to shape this week in terms of a risk-on week. Now, if you see, for example, expectations for tomorrow, these are estimates and these are expectations. GDP to contract a little bit for Germany. And the Eurozone as a whole. If you see those numbers beat expectations, it's still a contraction a little bit, but you see them beating expectations, you could really see risk take off. It's kind of like maybe like the Japanese GDP numbers we saw the other day. Expectations were that for them to be really bad, yet we ended up seeing them not be so bad. Okay, and that actually kind of boosted markets, as you saw in the Hang Seng today, for example. You saw expectations not very good, but beating the really bad expectations. So that occurs again tomorrow. I think you're really going to see risk on take hold here for this week, and it's going to set the trend probably for the entire week. So again, my setup going forward, I'm still looking for a technical approach to get in, but fundamentally, I can see this situation building up pretty well here. So again, I'm looking for a break at the 97.6 level. I will enter if I get a solid candlestick formation that's going to show me that price is rejecting higher levels and we will continue lower. That's my technical setup. And then the fundamental follow through for that position is simply going to be how does the risk-on behavior or the risk-taking behavior unfold for the rest of the week. So that's my video for the loonie dollar. Thank you for watching, and good luck trading this week.